Now that we have Docker installed on our machine, let's run our first container. For that, I will fire up a terminal. And for our demo, I will run a Nginx server. So Nginx server is just a simple web server that listens at a particular port for HTTPS requests. So to run that, we will first write docker run. This is the command that we will run. And for now, we will go with -d because I want to run this container in detached mode. You will see what that means. Then I will give -p because I want to bind a port on my host machine to the port in the container so that I can send HTTPS requests from my host machine inside the container. So I will assign the 8080 port on my host machine and bind it to the 80 port of the container. So generally the format is -p space host port : container port. I will also give it a name. So --name. Let's give it a name web. And then name of the image that we want to run. So we want to run an Nginx server. So I will write Nginx. But I will also add a tag that says Alpine. So basically what I'm doing, I am fetching the Alpine flavor of the Nginx image. There are different types of Nginx images available based on your specific requirements. Alpine gives you the smallest image, the bare bones image, so that it doesn't take up much space. Okay, let's run this. So first, our Docker daemon is checking for the image locally. It did not find it, so it will download it from the Docker registry. Great. It successfully downloaded the image and then ran a container. Let's look at our Docker desktop. I have the Docker desktop running over here. So I'm inside the images section and it downloaded the Nginx image with Alpine tag, and inside the container you see the container has the name web. This is the container ID, the name of the image, and the ports. So right now we can access this particular Nginx server on localhost 8080, but the Nginx server is running at port 80 inside the container. So let's take a look. I will fire up a Chrome tab and I will hit localhost 8080. And there you go. Welcome to Nginx. Nginx server is actively running. Now let me show you. I will leave this here and let me show you the other way. So we said I'm using the -d flag. This is the detached mode. So if you see, when we ran the container, it downloaded the image, it started the container, and then it gave back the terminal to us. It is not blocking the terminal. I can do whatever I want. I can do CLS, I can do whatever. I can do ping google.com. I can do whatever I want. Okay. So let me show you the other way. What is the opposite of detached mode? So the opposite of detached mode is interactive mode. Let's see. But before that, I will first have to stop our container. The command for deleting your container is docker rm and then name of the container, that is web. Now, something to remember over here. Our container is actively running at the moment. So let's try to delete a running container. If I press enter, it says cannot remove container web, container is running. So either I can stop the container or I will have to use force remove. Okay, so let's do a force remove. I will do docker rm -f for force and then web. Enter. That's it. The container is down. I can again try to hit localhost 8080. Let's give it a second. And now the server is down. Great. Let's go back to our terminal and CLS. Let's see if any containers are running. So you do docker ps. Okay, there are no containers running at the moment. Great. Now I will show you what interactive means. So we go docker run hyphen. In our earlier example, I did -d. Now I will do -it. That is interactive. Then again -p for port binding. So again I will do 8080:80 and then I will give it a name, web. Let's make it web interactive, and then we will give it the image name that we want to run. So nginx :alpine. Earlier the nginx alpine image was not available on my machine. Now it is downloaded, so it should just run the container instead of downloading it. But pay attention to the terminal. You see, the server is running. I will hit the localhost 8080 again and it's back. But the terminal is blocked. I cannot do anything. I can't run any commands. Nothing is happening. This is the interactive mode. So your container is actively pushing out logs on this terminal right now. This is what interactive means. And now if I want to stop this container, I will fire up a different terminal. And earlier we saw the example of force removal of container. This time we will do a graceful shutdown. So docker stop web interactive. It gracefully shut down the container, and now I can do docker remove web interactive. Notice I don't need to add the -f flag because we don't need to do force removal. That's it. Let's try again. And there you have it. The server is down. So you just ran your first container, and we saw how docker run works, how -d works, how -it works for interactive containers, how -p, which is in small case, works for port binding. I will show you one more example of port binding. So we will do docker -d -p. Now instead of 8080, I will do 5000, and then I will do 80, and then I will give it another name, web -5000, and then nginx alpine. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot to add run to the command. Okay, run. Enter. That's it. Now let's try localhost 8080. Do we have anything? this is just cached. So if we refresh it, so this is just cached. Let me clear the cache. Okay, let's try localhost 8080. I need to clear the cache. Just give me a minute. Delete browsing. Delete from this device. No problem. Now, if we do this again, nothing will come. Nothing. This is because we have the container listening at port 5000. You see, this is what port binding does. And now I will remove this container with -F for force removal. That's it. There you have it. You just ran your first container with interactive flags, port binding, giving the name to the container, and also selecting the specific tag of the image from which you want to run the container.